Hi, my name is John Mancini, and I'm the past president of AIIM, and I run AIIM's market research program. And I'd like to welcome you to this companion set of presentations tied to our new ebook, Building an Effective Strategy for Content Integration and Migration. And before going any further, I really would like to thank our sponsors, our underwriters of this research, AvePoint, Helix, OpenText, and Systemware. Without their support, we would not be able to deliver this information for free to end users, and we really appreciate their involvement and engagement in helping us support this research. We've decided that it might be useful for end user organizations to have a companion set of presentations that'll help them put some of the data that we gather into some business context to help with your decision making. So I've put this report, this one focused on building an effective strategy for content migration and integration, into 3 modules. And this is the first one, and I'm going to focus specifically on the business problems that are driving interest in content migration and integration. So the first thing to keep in mind about all this is that there is a long tail to content management problems. We've been doing this a long time. One would think that we would have solved some of these problems along the way, and we certainly have solved some. But there are many core content management problems that still exist. You can see on the right-hand side, things like access between systems and classifying and applying metadata and integrating content management capabilities into line of business applications. Those kinds of things are still a problem. And one of the reasons that they're a problem is that as you think about the number of content management systems, organizations clearly gave up a long time ago on this idea of sort of one Uber repository that would house everything. And they accommodated life in terms of multiple repositories. We asked people not only how many content platforms they have now, and most said over 5, but we also said, how many do you think you'll have in 2 years? And clearly there's this environment out there in which only 14% of organizations believe they'll have fewer content platforms in 2 years. So that puts a premium on the set of solutions that people call content migration and content integration, because it's going to be a multi-repository world and they're trying to struggle with how they deal with that. So another data point, just to think about this a little bit, this was from another survey that we did last year, in which we asked people the question about the percentage of content associated with line of business systems, line of business enterprise systems, things like CRM systems and ERP systems, things like that. How much of that's located in content repository and how much is tied up within the system itself? In other words, creating silos. Within even more silos than we've had in the past. And what you can see from the data point between 2013 and 2018 is that not a lot has changed, which again points to the need for content modernization, content integration, and for figuring out how you rationalize life in a multi-repository world. So this question, when we ask people, 2 out of 3 organizations say that their efforts to modernize are hampered by their reliance on legacy systems. And they further say that accessing content across different content platforms is a major challenge for knowledge workers. So clearly a business problem set that is driving people to think about this rationalization and integration challenge. And then lastly, when we ask people to think about this challenge in the context of something that's very familiar to the AIM audience, which is this whole question of information disposition and managing redundant, obsolete, and trivial information. Clearly, you see these are significant problems that organizations are addressing. So that wraps up this module, and we hope you'll join us for the other modules, and we hope you'll also download the report. We hope this has been helpful in really making sense of the numbers and understanding the implications of some of the market research that we've done and how it applies to your end user problems.